Now this one is very hard to find because everybody started buying it. It's normally $200. I paid $250 because it is, I had to get it from a third party and they had a markup because they could. So this one is superb. Let me show you the video camera that came with my computer. All right. That one is this one. Nope. That one is this one. It's yellow, it's grainy, it's not nearly as good. And again, this computer is brand new. It's a month old. It's the best, one of the best in the Mac category. Now I even have, let me come back over here. I even have another computer over here that I just bought. This is a PC.
There's no moral compass and there's
again,
no
it cost a couple $100, or no, a couple $1,000. I bought a really good one. It's a PC,
and it's not a
and the
Republican
camera on there and the microphone on there are even worse.
No.
So even if all you do is get a fairly good
no, I get it.
you're going to be better off. Now I have this one. This is, it's my cat cam, but she's not there. This is also a Logitech camera, and it's not nearly as good, so I went ahead and switched it to this one, which is the Logitech Brio. That one's a C something. It's 3 or 4 years old, but again, it's multitudes better than any built-in ones. Now, if you notice, I've got another camera here. This is actually my an old phone I have. This is a phone that I have connected to the computer, and there are ways to do that as well. But this is just to give you the bigger view. It's not one that I would necessarily use for a video. All right, so everybody take a second, go back into the gallery view. Would you remove the spotlight from my head, Mel? And just scroll over my head, and then you'll see 3 little dots. And remove my spotlight. Okay, so everybody look around and take a good look at all of your friends. What happens is frequently, number one, we're not looking at the camera because we've got multiple screens, we're over here. Now, believe it or not, there is technology that is coming that will help recenter our faces without us recentering our faces. So look for that to be coming. So some of us are like talking to the bottom of the screen down there, and it'll do it. But here's a little trick. You can take the Zoom window and slide it up to right underneath the camera. You see, I've got mine. Here is the camera. Here is y'all. So it really helps for me to stay, even if I'm talking to Bunny, who is down there on mine. Hi, Bunny. So even if I'm talking to Bunny or Judith, I'm still facing forward and meeting those eyes. And that's because I've shrunk the screen and shoved it right up underneath the camera. So again, let's go back to all of our friends and family who are on this screen and take a look around. Now, who can I pick on a little bit? Kelly, are you a good sport?
Sure.
So I'm going to pick on Kelly a little bit because look how dark her face ends up being. She's backlit. And it does, sometimes we don't think it matters because we're just kind of quiet or there, we're not participating, but you should always try to have the light source behind the camera. So even if you're not speaking, having that light source behind the camera works. Now here's another little trick. You can change, and I don't have it right here right now, but if you look at the background of my computer, my screens, it's darker because I can control some of the light that's coming in on my face by controlling the background of my screen. If it's really bright, sometimes it gets washed out. If it's really dark, sometimes I I don't have that extra light, but it does help. Now I see Todd's got earphones on. Excellent idea. Not only to kind of make it so you're a little bit more focused, but also remember, the closer you can get, the better off you're going to be. Trisha has 2 screens, I think, and backlighting. So if you were to buy a small lamp, you can get one of those round ones, you know, those selfie ones. But if you can just buy a small lamp and put it behind your camera, it's going to brighten you up. So these are just little things you can do to help yourself out. All right. Now, I'm going to show y'all, and we'll all play with it for a second, some of the advanced features. Could you go ahead and make my head bigger again, Mel? If you are the host, and I will never be again, if you are the host of a show, you can scroll over the screen and you can see 3 dots and you can highlight people. Not only that, but you can highlight other people at the same time, because that's a new feature. Everybody, I want you, I'm gonna do this. I want you down in the bottom, it'll be the bottom right. I hope that's right on y'all's, either there or there, I don't know. Down on the bottom, you're going to see stop video or start video or what have you. I want you to click on that little arrow and do video settings and bring that up. Now I am going to show you, this is going to be a little meta, but I'm going to show you my second screen. See, it's going to go 1,000 times over. But look at all the options we have now. Zoom has been making a lot of changes. Let me come back here. Here's the deal. Zoom has been wonderful, making all these different changes so we can do all kinds of better things in these little windows. However, if you don't have the latest version, or if you're on mobile, or if you're going through your browser versus having downloaded the app, you will not have all the options all the time, and you will not be able to see all the cool things all the time. Judy, I see you adjusting your camera, your picture. That's great.
Yeah, trying.
Yeah, it totally worked. All right, so Kelly's ahead of the game here. I can see her changing things around. But let's go back to all the options that are now in Zoom. It's pretty crazy. So I'm going to switch the camera. No, wait, I can't. So mine has all, you're seeing me, and then you're seeing me, and then you're seeing me. But just focus on the options. You can change your camera in here. You can mirror it, touch up my my video, my appearance is so good these days. Oh my God, wrinkles gone. Kevin, I know you're looking for that. I mean, not because you're older, but just in general. Maybe it'll, you know, make us all taller. I don't really know. This is helpful, hiding non-video participants. Now, Judy, let's spotlight Judy real quick, Mel, because I want to show you something about Judy. So Judy is weird right now. Oh, no, put it back on, Judy. We want to see it. We want to see you in your background.
Okay, I don't know how I did it, so hold up.
So under background and filters, just
Yeah, but
those.
okay, there. Okay, so video settings, go to virtual background. There we go. Okay.
And just choose one.
But I look like I'm going in and out of a funky something. Hoi!
Yes, that is why. Okay, choose that green one again, because that was awesome. All right, so Judy is showing us a couple of little things that happen. Number one, if you don't have good lighting, bad things are going to happen. If you're in a dark room, it's never going to work really well. Ooh, that gets even better there, Judy. Number two, you see how she's kind of back and forth and kind of disappearing? That can be the graphics card. You can see that some people kind of completely disappear and go backwards. That kind of is fascinating. There we go. That could be the graphics card. So thank you, Mel. Could you put my head bigger again? See, this is why I have to keep asking her that, because we had the host thing. So thank y'all for your patience. And Mel, you're doing a great job and going back and forth. So the first thing about green screens is if you do not have a blank wall and good lighting, don't do it. Just don't. If I do, let me do this right here. I will do the Brio, and then I will go to background and filters, and I will do a green screen. Watch my hands. It's bad. Now I have green screens, right? And I have a couple of them that I use, but because my background is not flat, it just doesn't look good. And you're just like going in and out. It looks even worse, you know, when you're doing some of the, it just looks bad. Like my hair, what's going on with that, with the little holes in it? And then, yeah, it's not good. So if you don't have a green screen, don't use a green screen, right? That's my advice. But if you do use it, make sure it's a flat backwards situation. Let's see. That should be going there. Ah, I know why. All right. So these are important things to remember. Let me show you on the second screen. Now, how many of you have video filters on yours? If you are going through a mobile device, if you are on the web, you may not have these. You have to have the most recent version of Zoom app to be able to see these. But watch these video filters. Everybody play with your video filters. Oh, Todd, there you go. You got the TV going on. Perfect. And then here are my minions. Whoa, I'm on a screen. Now I am doing a special thing. So I've got different things going on here, but you could change the color a little bit. You can change the tinting. And then, does anybody have Studio FX Beta on yours? Let me go to this. All right, watch this. There's no reason to do this. Look at Kevin. Oh, that's awesome. But you can if you want to, right? So we've got all kinds of options. Now, some of these are ridiculous. Well, okay, most of those are ridiculous. But it's just getting worse, isn't it? Some of these things are ridiculous, but look for it to be adding features because they want you to think of Zoom as a good place for business and a good place for home and family. So it's fun to play with them. But I remember the story of the guy who was in a professional meeting and he turned himself into a potato and couldn't turn himself back. Yeah, don't turn yourself into a potato. All right, so I'm going to go. Mel, will you unstick me? And then I'm going to play around. Let's see some backgrounds. We got Jessica's background. Very nice. Arlie, Sparkle Team. You have that wonderful one. You can upload your own. Now, M. Huertas? Yeah, don't do yours. just pass on that. Let's see who else we have. Anybody have any of those other features you want to try? Now's a good time to try it. Oh, there we go, Melissa. You got that fun one going on. Let's see. And a lot of people. Oh, Melissa now has a crowd and now she has deal with it glasses on. So some of these are silly, but some of them can make a difference. So you see, I'm playing around with some different things here. And that's what I want to show y'all for the advanced one. So, by the way, for those of you who joined us a little late, we voted to have the entire, everybody was like, yay, vote yes. We voted to have the entire presentation. So we're going to go to the hour, right, Mel? Yeah. So we started at the half hour and then we're going to go the full hour. All right. So I've got all kinds of little things that I'm doing, and let me show you how. I will go to my website, pull that up. Mel, could you go ahead and spotlight me again? All right, let's see. So what these are third-party camera apps. They are third-party camera apps that allow you to overlay things onto a screen and give you the ability to add depth to what you're talking about. So I use this one. It's called Ecamm. It's a little bit expensive and it's only for Macs. Don't hate. Don't be a hater. There are several other options. Ecamm has some of the advanced features I really like. And I'll show you behind the scenes. So what you're seeing here is that I have a little box right here. Let me show you. My Ecamm Live is a little box that allows me to have layers. Oh, I got a one chin limit, so this is a tough angle for me. But it allows me to have layers and work with things. Let me show you on the second screen here. Close that out. So this box here shows you all the different scenes I've set up, and various scenes have various things. So this is my second screen scene, and I've set it up so that on this second screen, I have all of the features that I want to play with and show y'all about different things. So I've got sound effects. Everybody needs these. But some of them, so those are silly, but let's see, this one. So you can imagine if you're working with people and then they have to go off and do something and then come back, you can just kind of say, or if you just want the crowd's approval. Exactly. So you've got sound effects. Then you've got overlays. So I can add, let me just add an overlay here. I will add a fun picture, or yeah, I'll do this one. So I just added an overlay and I can move it to the side, and it's actually not on the screen, it's an overlay. So I can keep adding things onto here. I can zoom in and out. This is sometimes helpful. I have to unlock the screen, but watch this. Ooh, nobody wants this. Nobody wants it. But I can also change it and do a green screen so that this is transparent, and I can have, instead of a box, I could have just my body on there. All kinds of different things that you can have. I can play with my audio from here, and there are just different places that I can add things and move things around. So there are some other tools in this category that I wanted to show you. This one is the expensive one, and it is Mac only. But this one is called OBS. Now I want to go back to my folks. Is anybody using OBS? Nope. Okay, so OBS is hard. It looks complicated, and I don't use OBS, but it is 100% free, and it's for every single operating system. And it, again, if you look here, it says scenes, and it says, do you want this image over this video, over this view, this camera view? Y'all saw that I have multiple camera views that I use, and this is one of the ways you can do it. Now there's another one called ManyCam, M-A-N-Y-C-A-M, and here's a hint. They have really good remarketing. So if you get in here and you start playing around and clicking on stuff, in about a day on your Facebook feed, they're going to have a sale for you of some kind. But you've got the green screen, you've got virtual webcam so that you can hook it up with Zoom. You've got the picture in picture like I have right now, the 3D masks and effects, multiple video sources. You have all this, and the pricing, let me see, $29 a year. I think I bought mine for $59 or $69 for a lifetime thing, and it appeared a couple of minutes after I was here or something. Here it says 59, maybe I have that one for a lifetime. But it is very easy to use. I don't think it's as smooth as Ecamm, which is why I have both. This one is called This is made by a person from Evernote who founded Evernote and moved on. And he said that a tool should be named so that you can say it with your mouth full. That's why he named it. But it's the same kind of concept where you have your PowerPoint slides or whatever on the back of you rather than in front. And Prezi, now let me show you this. Prezi lets you have these wonderful videos. Let's see, play with the slides in front of you. Beep, 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 beep. I have breaking news. There is a new video tool that I just discovered. Now, I guess it came out in November, but frankly, I haven't been paying attention to this tool, so I haven't really seen it yet. It is Prezi Video. Now, I have to be honest, Prezi was not my favorite tool. I put in the... You see how it goes over the video rather than behind? I love this. And it's free, but they make it really hard. Prezi really wants you to pay for them now, and they make it really hard for you to just use the free one. Like there's very little versatility. So I went ahead and upgraded. I think it's $120 a year so that I can have this, but to get rid of the logo and to have the ability to download them and things like that. It was very handy. So I went ahead and upgraded. Those are some of the other ones you can use. Now, let me show you something inside Zoom itself. So let's see, I'm going to go back to showing my second screen. And I'm going to show you the Zoom background. All right. So everybody, oh, okay. Could you, Mel, could you go ahead and enable share screen? So that I can share. It's under security. And everybody will be able to do this. All right. So everybody, don't share your screen. Don't do it. But everybody click on the share screen button, the big green button that comes up when you're on Zoom. Don't do it. Don't do it. I want you to just look at the options. So you have the options of doing one desktop, doing the other desktop, sharing individual things. Make sure you share your computer sound if you need to, and optimize screen share for video clip. But there's more. You can do a whiteboard. So I can click, if I wanted to, whiteboard. I think whiteboards are dumb. I'll just show you. I will share whiteboard, and then everybody, when you go up to the top, there should be an option to annotate. So everybody can annotate. Hi. Everybody should be able to get in there. Now, every time I do this, this is pretty much what we do. Is stuff that just like, yay, I can do little hearts. Yay, I can do little spotlights. Yay, but it doesn't, I don't find it very valuable. All right, I'm going to unshare, even though we seem to have a gorgeous one. I much prefer, if you're going to collaborate, use Google Drive, use the Microsoft sharing. This to me doesn't really go very far. All right, so now go back to share screen, and then some of y'all will have in the advanced, click the advanced button. Oh wait, before we get there, you can share your iPhone and your iPad. You can't share your Android. Don't hate the messenger, but you can share your iPhone and your iPad. Then go to advanced. Do any of you have the slides as virtual background option? The slides as virtual background option is when you have upgraded to the latest version of Zoom as an application. And what that does is, as soon as you click on it, you can choose you go ahead and choose a PowerPoint, and it'll import all your slides one by one as JPEGs and then put them behind you. But here's the deal. Zoom won't show that to people who haven't upgraded all the way. So it's annoying, right? It just makes me really mad. All right. You can do a portion of the screen. Let me show you this again. And then content from a second camera. You've got some options there, and you can add some things. These are wonderful. Keep exploring them because they will continue to upgrade there. So you can do some of the things that you can do with the advanced stuff with Zoom itself, but they're being tricky. All right, I was going to show you breakout rooms, but that would involve me being a host, and I'm never going to be a host again. Okay.
I had a question about where you just were.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Where was that sub-advanced menu?
So you've got basic, advanced, and files across the top.
How did you get there? Is that under video or?
Oh, okay. So it's under the share screen button.
Share screen button. Okay. All right. Advanced.
Yeah.
I see it. Thank you.
Yeah. So
and then I did have a question about something else as well.
Yes. So. Go ahead.
It's about Zoom, but it's a little off what you were just doing. Can I just ask it and maybe I'll touch on it?
Go ahead. We'll see where it takes us.
Yeah, I'm on Zoom a lot, and I set up a lot of Zoom meetings with my free account, but I have a hard time with the invitations going out correctly. Like people tell me I didn't get the invitation, or I don't want to necessarily send the invitation until someone RSVPs. Do you all the Zoom info because of what we just experienced. So do you have a workaround for that, or will you touch on that, or should we sidebar?
So I rarely send the invitation through Zoom, right? I always just take the link and the information, send it through regular email. Mm-hmm. And I don't do it through Zoom. Now you can have people register for things and they'll automatically get it. But again, you're going through Zoom's system. So it depends on their email and what they will let come through. Like I have an invoicing system. We never send it through the invoicing system. We always send it through ours because repeatedly it gets filtered out even though it's coming from us and it looks like it's coming from us. So that could be your problem, is that Zoom itself is being filtered out. The way we did this one was Mel created a meeting and then we all accepted the meeting.
Right.
And went in there.
I also, you can hit the copy invitation button within the Zoom meeting component. And once it's copied, then I pasted it into the bottom of the invitation. I pasted it into the bottom of the Outlook calendar. So I agree with you, Beth. I don't send it through Zoom. I copy it and then I put it where it needs to go.
I've done that, but people have said that they, like they've forgotten, they didn't put it into their own calendar. So a lot of times when you get a calendar invite, it has the ability to just automatically add it to your own calendar when you accept. And that's the loophole I've been trying to get around.
It may not be a Zoom issue. So I just create a Google Calendar event and not in the Zoom. The Google Calendar event is what Mel also created, that I could it automatically populated. And the Google Calendar is more universal than some of the others. So that may be one of your challenges. Zoom itself has some challenges. All right, other questions before we move on? Because we're going to start the second half.
The use of Prezi, I use Prezi a lot because I'm not a PowerPoint fan. In the Prezi with that upgraded version, does it have that module that is there? Because I haven't explored the using the Prezi on a Zoom call.
You can actually take your other Prezi and import it into the video version and for free, and it will stick it all on the side and let you have your head in there.
Awesome. Thank you.
So it's already ready for you. I'm pretty sure that's available in the free version. Like I said, they want you to upgrade like hugely. And to me, they've been around for a long time. I used to hate them with the regular Prezi. I used to dislike it a lot, but with the Prezi video, I'm like, this is fantastic. Because again, what y'all are seeing me do is it behind me, right? Or I'm on the side or whatever, but that one allows me to superimpose the slides. And what I love about that too, the Prezi video, is that it keeps it, I have to be short, right? Because my slides have a lot of information on them. I have to have a word and a picture, 2 words and a picture. That's all I can have. And that's actually very helpful for someone like me who gets a little wordy and a little slidey and a little fancy. It just keeps it a lot simpler, and I can make a presentation a lot faster. Now you probably got, if you've got Prezi, you may have some of the advanced things, but again, it'll let you convert that to Prezi video, and it'll integrate those the way they are and just move it over, squish it to the side, and so that you can have your video through there. Other questions?
I have a Zoom question.
Yes.
I am doing a 2-day conference and I want to use the same information as the day 1. How can I do that?
Same information as in same Zoom
Log
meeting?
in, yes.
Okay. So when you set up a Zoom meeting and it says a time and date, it's actually lying.
Okay.
So it's not an official time and date.
Okay.
It just looks like a time and a date, but you can start it at any time. So, and you can keep it going.
Okay. So if I put the 24 hours?
Yeah, it kind of lies because you could have, it just says it's inviting you to a time and date and it assigns one, but if it's on a Zoom meeting, now Zoom webinar is a whole different animal.
Yes.
But Zoom meeting will let you, it pretty much lies. It's just arbitrary and it gives you an individual link.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? All right. So in the interest of fairness, this was when our original one was going to stop. I'm going to do the other half hour. I will give y'all the recorded one as well. So if you have to go, I will be very sad, but I will understand. Oh, before I go, let me show you the last thing, how I am doing all this magic and changing things around. So I have right here what's called a Stream Deck. And what a Stream Deck is I have hooked up all of my fancy Ecamm scenes into buttons on this thing, including some sound effects that are down here. So I can just, and I don't have to keep going back to the screen to find the right one to do the thing. I'm just down here and I can change things very quickly so that you can see the background. Pretty cool, huh? All right. Okay. That is all that I was going to tell you about Zoom and the advanced Zoom. And do we want to get started on the other part? Part 2. Okay. It's going to take me a second to pull up the second one. So hold, please. right. All right. I think this is it. If not, it's it. All right. Because like I said, this is a custom thing for y'all. So this is all about leading with focus. What's been happening is that for the past 6 months, we have been trapped in these tiny little boxes. And this is how we're working. Meeting after meeting after meeting, putting ourselves in these tiny little boxes and being on screen with a whole bunch of people, which is great, but we're having trouble actually getting work done. So this session is all about how to actually get work done and stop Zooming yourself to death. All right. The session started out as an article. This is a group called Filtered. And what Filtered, have y'all ever seen all of those different lists and of like, it says, this is the best way to get things done. This is the top productivity hack, all these different things. Well, this group called Filtered, what they did was they took all those articles and they took every single tip they listed in those articles and put them all in one big list. And then they took that list and they evaluated things on a number of areas. They were like, you know, what kind is it? How easy is it to use and that kind of thing. And they came up with the top 100. So what I did was I took the top 100 and I took 5 of my favorite or several of my favorite, and some of them had some overlap. And I put them into this presentation and then gave you the technology to use it. So the one that came out on top was time boxing. Time boxing is a very simple concept. What time boxing is a way to take your to-do list, and instead of just having a to-do list, because I don't know about y'all, but I make lists all the time and then I'm overwhelmed. Sometimes I write eat lunch on there just so I can cross something off. So you take a to-do list, and instead of having just a big puddle of things, you take each item and put it onto the calendar at a certain time and give it an amount of time. So instead of saying, I need to contact so-and-so tenant, you say, on Tuesday, I'm going to contact all of the tenants I need to contact from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. That does a whole bunch of things to your head. First thing it does is a physical thing. It will help you let people know who share your calendar, or even when you are planning things for all of your Zoom meetings, it'll let people know that you have something on that day. You can't do anything that afternoon because it's on your calendar. So it helps put that physically on your calendar so you can plan for it and plan around it. Number 2, every time you go into a period of time with a specific intention, you are going to be better off in doing that intention. It's been proven. Number 3 is even more important. Have you ever had so-and-so just say, hey, would you take care of that for me? I'm sure it'll only take 10 minutes. And you're like, no, it's going to take me forever. Any of y'all do newsletters for groups? Newsletters take forever. And we think we can just pop them out. No, we have to allocate these times. And starting to use time boxing to figure out how long things actually take will help your productivity. So time boxing came out as number 1 on this list for good reason. Okay, so Mel, you can keep me spotlighted, but I'm going to look at the gallery view with y'all because I want everybody to put your hands in the air. Hands up. All right. When I count to 3, I want you to reach for your nearest mobile device and hold it in the air as fast as you can. Right? I haven't gotten to 1 yet, Impelico. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Oh my gosh. Jeanette has 2. Oh my gosh. Look at those. And Mel's is giant. And Judith has 2. Look at that. Now I realize y'all can put them down. It took less than a second. I realize you have them right there because you're waiting for me to be boring, but you have them right there. And we always have them right there. Ponder this for a second. Oh, wait, I didn't have it in this one. Again, this is custom, so I kind of don't know what's coming next. The common thought says that the devices that are within 1 second of you right now and probably 30 seconds of you at any given time of day or night are more powerful than the technology they used to put a man on the moon. So as we talk today about the technology that you have at your fingertips, I want you to realize you have more power in your pants pocket than has ever existed in the history of the world for professionals like us. All right, so let's talk about this next one. This came in at number 5, control your devices. Y'all have them within 1 second of you right now. How many of you, raise your hand, have checked it since I started being brilliant on the device? I'm a good speaker and you're still doing your stuff. Todd's like, well, I'm voting, whatever. You're still doing your stuff. We can't help it. It's sitting right there. It's dinging, it's donging, it's pinging, it's ponging, it's calling our name at every second of every day. And you need to learn how to control your devices so that you can get things done. By the way, y'all are going to get all these PowerPoints, and this part is recorded. So you're going to have this as well to look at, that 30-minute one. You got to control your social media. I don't care if you're looking at Kim Kardashian's shoes ironically. You're still looking at things that aren't work and getting distracted. I don't know about y'all, but today's news is killing me. I'm looking at it all the time and it's just overwhelming, but I keep reading it. I keep being distracted. Sound and music. Using sound and music has been proven to help people stay on track. And then this one and the next one kind of go together really well. Run meetings well and listen actively. They kind of go hand in hand. Running meetings well means making sure you're making the points you need to have and then getting on with your life. Going through the agenda, making the decisions, keeping track of the things, and not just saying, all right, who else has an update? And that's what we keep doing. Listen actively is all about being present in the meeting and figuring out how you can take notes without having to keep looking up, keep looking down, that kind of thing. And then the most important one is take short breaks. And I'm going to get into that at the end, but this is my favorite. This is how I write my books. So instead of just sitting down to work, you sit down with an intention to do this one thing. Again, going back to that idea of when you go into a project with an intention, you will better be able to focus and get that one thing done rather than just a list of things to do and nothing else. Then you focus for that few minutes and then give yourself time for a break. And it's all very methodical. All right. Let's next talk about each area. Time boxing. Now, the first one is called Rescue Time, the app in this area, and you need Rescue Time, but you're not going to like it. What Rescue Time does is it records every single thing you do on your computer. Every single thing you do on your computer. Again, if you're looking at Kim Kardashian's shoes, ironically even, it shows you how much time you're wasting. But besides that, going back to the idea of how do we understand how long things take us so we can better plan our time and do time management, Rescue Time will help you evaluate those things. Then there's a tool called Plan. It's getplan.co. Plan does the same kind of thing that you would expect time boxing to do. You make a list, but instead of going through that list one by one and getting things done, you immediately put it on the calendar. Now, this is so effective. This technique is so effective that one of the time management gurus has a template. He plans out every week using time boxing and this kind of scheduling. He has a template that he puts into every week because he knows that in the morning he's more creative. And the afternoon, he likes to have his meetings and have those later on in the day. So he has this template that he puts over every week, and he makes these plans accordingly. He's boxing that time in and putting it together, which is why you don't really need any special app. You can use a calendar, just a regular old calendar, to keep track of all the things on your list. All right. Now let's talk about managing distractions. Let me see. I'm going to open up my web again. This cracks me up. It's called Forest. And what Forest does, it's a Chrome extension and it's also a phone. So what Forest does is it helps you set a focus that you want to do. Like with your phone, research says we pick up our phone 150 to 221 times a day. What are we doing? We can't leave it alone. Now, to be honest, almost all of the major technology or the major phones these days have integrated these things into their system so that it'll give you ways that you can cut down on the amount of time you're spending on your phone. However, this one's more fun. So again, what Forest does is you set a timer for how long you want to leave your phone alone. And while you are not touching your phone, a tree grows. You're growing a tree. Your goal is to grow forests and make everything a good place. But if you if you pick up your phone early, you kill the tree. You kill a tree. Now, that's ridiculous, people. We're killing a tree. This is work. This is not silly. You know, we can't be silly. But what it does is it adds that extra stop sign before you pick up your phone. It gamifies it just a little bit before you pick up your phone. All right, so let's go back to a couple of other things. So stay focused, and its brother, stay focused and crisp.ai. Let me show you what these things are. So stay focused. I have a problem with news. I admit it. So when I go to news@google.com, a little red dot will appear on my upper bar up here. You see there's the URL bar, and then across here there's a little red dot. When I go to a regular site, it's a green dot. But when I go to news, it is, where's my news again? Hello, news. It is a little red dot. That's because I have limited myself to 10 minutes a day of time wasting. Reading the news not only hurts my feelings, but it wastes my time. And I don't need to do that during work. So I have limited all of my time wasting on news sites to 10 minutes a day, because I'm using the Stay Focused app with Google Chrome. Now I'm going to click on settings and show you how it works. The maximum allowed time per day on all of my goof off sites is 10 minutes. Now watch what happens when I go, I want to make it 11 minutes. I think I can handle it. And I click set. It says, you're trying to give yourself more time. You sure that's a good idea? Maybe you should reconsider. And I say, I want to give it, don't be that like that. And it says, seriously, dude, the whole point of this extension is to stop you from procrastinating. You're only hurting yourself and the kitten that gets an electric shock every time you click OK. Well, at that, are you sure you can live with yourself? And at that point, I cancel. Again, this is silly, right? This is not what we do at work, but that little extra stop sign will help us stay focused. All right. let me talk about Crisp.ai. Now, this is a way to stay focused with audio. This is crazy. I adore this. I just found it the other day, and it is a tool that knocks out your background noise. So let's say you've got a barking dog. How many of y'all have barking dogs? Probably a lot of you. So I'm going to click on barking dog, and then I'm going to press, this is just to show you how to do it. Over here on the right, you're going to see mute barking dog noise and a little switch. So I'm going to start playing. You hear that dog? Now listen.
Be sure to send me all the necessary files and the design materials prior to that. Also,
that is the audio filter tool that is Crisp, that allows you to cut out that noise. If it's a screaming child, baby gone, baby there, baby gone. Got family noise?
good morning. I'm just calling to remind
That's a big family.
you, we have a meeting this coming Thursday at 10 a.m. in our
Family
office.
there,
Be sure to
family
send me
gone.
all the necessary
It'll
files.
block out that time, and it totally works. All right. Coming back over here. Let's see what else we have. Audio. So Brain FM and a tool called Focus at Will are both tools that allow you to have scientifically mastered audio that helps you stay focused. But here's the deal. There's also, how many of y'all play video games or know someone who does, like kids or what have you? Have you ever listened to the noise that's playing during the video games? That is designed to help you be more productive, to help you focus on that video game, to help you not be distracted by different things. It's designed to be in the background to make you the most productive during your video game that you can be. So if you go to Spotify, you have a whole list of people who have put together focus or video game music that you can just play, and it's playing in the background. It's very cool. All right. And while we're finishing up, you can do your ideas, but I'm going to do with the other package I have, with the other information I have, y'all are going to get all of these tools, but I really want to get this one in before we go, because this is my favorite one. It's called the Pomodoro technique. This is the one that I use to write books. Remember, I said taking short breaks is one of the best things. So the Pomodoro technique, what it does is it helps you create those short breaks. So you see there, it's a big tomato timer. Here's the deal. What happened was there was an Italian time guru guy or whatever, and he had a kitchen timer shaped like a tomato, right? And he put it on his counter. And then he would start working, and he would set that timer. He would choose one thing to work on, and he would set that timer for 25 minutes. During that time, he would work on that one thing. He would not answer email. He would not pick up his phone. He would not go to the bathroom. He would not pick up the dog let the dog out. He would do that one thing for 25 minutes. Then the timer would go off, and he would do whatever he needed to do for 5 minutes and then go back. And each one of those are Pomodoro. So the Pomodoro technique is to line those up. Now, I got to be honest with you, 25 minutes, I discovered is flexible. All of us have different time periods that we can be more productive. 25 minutes for me, I use that when I am really forcing myself to do something, and I'm like, okay, anybody can do 25 minutes of focus. You can do that. You can really focus on getting through your email for the next 25 minutes. But when I'm writing a book, when I'm doing different things, when I'm editing video, I need to have a much more advanced system or a much longer period of time. So I go about an hour and a half. And frankly, what I've done, this site right here is called the marinaratimer.com. What the marinaratimer.com does is it lets you, this is where you're leading with focus, it lets you create a productivity timer that everybody gets a link to. So I'm clicking on Pomodoro. You can send out this productivity timer to your whole team. And then instead of having yet another Zoom meeting, you say, hey, this Friday morning, let's just all do a series of Pomodoros, get focused, and all get something done. And you send this out, everybody's on the exact same schedule. Nobody's pinging or ponging you because everybody knows what's going on, because all they have to do is pull up this link and then you can have them for as long as you want. Free. All right, so that is the last thing I wanted to tell y'all about today. Do we have any questions before my big finish? I have a big finish.
Yeah, we actually have one from Judith Salinas. And I like saying her name that way because she says it that way. Judith Salinas. She wants to know if the Stay Focused can be installed on smartphones.
There are some like it that can be installed on mobile devices. I don't think Stay Focused itself can do that, but so if you want Stay Focused to block certain sites on smartphones, oh, you're talking about for your kid, aren't you, Judith? Yeah. There are some different tools that are better for that than Stay Focused. So I can't help you with your teenagers. I really can't. But there are some different tools in that category that will help. Stay Focused is really a personal tool. I don't have children, I have cats. So I would have to Google them and just tell you what I find. There are a few that they're in my book that some people have used, but yeah, this one won't help you with that. All right, is that it? Is it time for my big finish?
I think it's time for the big finish. Thank you.
All right, ready?
Okay.
Ta-da! Thank
Yay.
y'all so very, very much. I do have the, let me see. Hold on just a second. I do have a place where you can get the handouts. Text the word nerd to 66866. If you never want to hear from me again, that's fine. Just put in a fake email. But I think, Mel, you are on the newsletter list. Does it suck, Mel?
No.
Oh, it does not suck. What a surprise.
I read and absorb everything you have to put out there. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. So text the word nerd to 66866 if you want the bonus handouts. And to get that, Mel, I'm going to shoot you that video so that they can have this other part on demand. And I thank y'all for your time and patience today.
Thank you, Beth.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, folks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.